She's a winner.
And welcome to the Intuitive Entrepreneur Show, where you take enlightened entrepreneurs, coaches, and influencers together to discuss cutting-edge topics in the world of relationships, culture, business, and spirituality. And here's your host, Miss Carol Boston.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Intuitive Entrepreneur Show. It is 1 week before Thanksgiving here in the United States, and I am excited. But you know, we always start off with what? I'm your weather girl. And if I could turn around and open up the blinds, you'd see it's very, very, very cloudy. Now, I happen to like it today because it actually looks like a winter day, but we are in South Florida, so it's in the 80s. It's not winter temperature. And it was actually supposed to be raining all day today to bring in a cold front. Now, come on, guys. Cold front in South Florida means it's going to drop it below 60, right? But anyways, below 60, I'm going to have the doors and the windows open, and the place where I'm dog sitting now has a big screened in covered patio, so I can open the door and the dog can run in and out and do her thing and let fresh air in. So it's going to be good. I really hope it happens. But it just, how many of you know, right? Snow, cloudiness, dampness kind of reminds you of wintertime. No, we don't get snow here. We did, though, one time. Somewhere in one of my boxes, I actually have a newspaper article, and there was an inch of snow on the ground in downtown Fort Lauderdale, long before climate change. We have had our hottest year on record. Last year was the hottest year on record at the time, and the year before, and it just gets hotter. So when it drops down into the 50s, I get super, super excited. Now in North Florida, yeah, and I've thought about moving often. They get temperatures in the 30s and 40s. You can have a wood burning fireplace in the wintertime, and they actually get some sleet. They don't really get snow, but sometimes they get a little. But so when you chime in today, I'm going to go over here to the comments and let me know where you're chiming in from and what the weather's like where you are. I was just telling my amazing technical assistant, I just flew in here. No, not on my broom, in my car. I flew in here. The movie Wicked is coming out, right? Flying on a broom. And we had a great luncheon today, Women's Executive Club luncheon. The other thing I was disappointed in is that it wasn't turkey off the bone. Like, they didn't really roast turkeys and cut it off the bone. I remember 2 years ago when we used to meet at the Lauderdale Yacht Club. I mean, I was taking home leftovers. That turkey was so good. It was beyond belief good. This time, you could tell it was one of those processed turkey breasts that they had just done up in really thick slices, and it kind of had that processed taste. So that was the only thing disappointing. The rest of it was fun. We had a good speaker who was talking about ways to reframe stress into opportunity. Linda Bonner in the house. Well, hello, Miss Linda. Welcome, welcome, welcome today. I'm so excited to have you here. Please let us know in the chat where you're chiming in from and what the weather's like where you are. If you missed it, I was just chatting about the weather here in Fort Lauderdale. It's very, very gray and overcast, and I love it because it feels like, well, maybe not quite winter. At least it feels like fall. Oh, let's put it this way. You can walk outside and not just immediately sweat. Linda says, I'm in Pennsylvania. Ooh, you've had some chilly weather up there. I've got a good friend who is in Phoenixville, and she did a Facebook Live the other day, and she was out for her morning walk and had on a beanie cap over her ears and a jacket, and she was saying it was cold. So I didn't really check what the temperature was. So you had a wood burning fireplace, Linda, there in Pennsylvania? If I lived in Pennsylvania, I'd have a massive wood burning fireplace. And people always tell me, oh, yeah, we have one, but we don't use it. I'm like, what? Oh, it's too much trouble. You got to scrape up the ashes. Well, that's part of it, right? You enjoy it. Then you clean up and you enjoy another one. I would. She said it is sunny and 61, warmer than yesterday. Well, 61's beautiful, man. That's shorts weather, right? People down here, some of them would have on jackets, right? If the wind was blowing hard, I might have on a long sleeve t-shirt, but not a jacket. 61's beautiful, beautiful. So we were raising funds today for Pace Center for Girls. Pace Center for Girls is our charity of choice, and they have a 97% graduation rate. Incredible organization. And so one of the women who works there came and spoke on their behalf, and they brought back one of their alumni. Uh, a young lady who graduated from there. Her junior, she called him a JPO, junior parole officer. These are girls that are in tough situations, whether it's in the home or at school. And PACE is amazing. I mean, 97% of them graduate with their high school degree. It's incredible. Go on to college. This young lady went on to college. She now owns her own nonprofit where she is mentoring girls who are gotten caught up in the sex trafficking trade. And she also she works for the government. She's a liaison or something and serves governments, municipalities in the US all over the country, making sure they have the appropriate procedures and processes and plans in place to help young children like this. So it's really quite amazing. Linda said, PACE, yes, PACE. No fireplace, apartment living. Yeah, I'd be sad too. PACE, yes, PACE Center for Girls. They have multiple locations here in Florida. It was started, she told us the year it was started. I don't remember, the 19 something, by one lady, and her goal was to help 10 girls. And this past year alone, they've helped over 3,000 graduate. Amazing. They just opened 2 new facilities in Georgia and 2 in South Carolina. So they're not as far north as Pennsylvania yet, but they do tremendous work. In January, we actually hold what we call a cannon circle there, where all the ladies from the Women's Executive Club come, and, we'll have wine and cheese or whatever, because the girls will not be on campus. You don't do wine and cheese when the girls are on campus. And they give amazing tours, and you get to see all the things that they do. I remember going there when COVID was still really big, and they had turned it into, they had these plastic, I'm going to call them windows, for lack of a better word. So each 4 desks would all face each other like in a star shape, but they all had plastic shields, plastic windows, so they could continue helping the girls and not spread COVID. I mean, they wore masks too, but it was quite amazing what they did to turn that place around. So yeah, headquarters is the biggest facility is here in Fort Lauderdale. And I don't know how many they have in the state of Florida, but it's quite a few, like in the 20s or 30s in multiple cities. So it's a big organization, well, growing organization that just does great work. And this young lady was just beaming, talking to us. She had the cutest dimples, and talked about how she wouldn't be up there standing in front of us talking if it hadn't been for PACE. And she didn't really go with an open mind when she first got started, but her JPO, which I figured was a juvenile parole officer, I could be wrong, said, look, you've been here, this is where you get to go. And she said it's absolutely life-changing. She got there and she decided she would be open to learning. She, like I say, she graduated, went on to college, graduated, and now she's turning around, and on top of her own job with the government, has opened a nonprofit to mentor these poor young kids that get caught up in sex trafficking trade. So yeah, that was today's luncheon, and we raised money for that. And our speaker, we raffled off a signed autograph book. What else did we raffle off? Somebody walked in and handed me a VIP ticket to Art Miami, which is a huge event. I don't know what that VIP ticket costs, but we raffled it off, and some balloons and stuff. So I was telling my wonderful technical assistant here, Aruba, that we're having lots of meetings, getting ready for our big holiday party. If you're in South Florida and you're female and you are either a business owner or you're in the C-suite and you manage people and you want to come to our holiday luncheon on Friday the 13th, PM me, because it's going to be killer good. That's a full day, fun day. So yeah, that's what's going on with me today. The little puppy that I'm dog sitting, I think she's now on the couch. I held her up a few minutes ago. She's a little chubby Maltese, but just as cute as a bug as she can be. And I was only supposed to be here 4 days. And I mentioned this last week. I was only supposed to be, Friday through Monday. And a week ago Sunday, I got a call from the husband. The wife had fallen down the stairs, broken her knee in 2 places, her ankle in 2 places, and was going into a 5-hour surgery. And apparently she's going through some lengthy, brutal physical therapy right now, 3 hours a day, still in tons and tons of pain, cannot fly. So they called me the other day and they're like, can you stay till at least December 1st? We're going to try to get home by December 1st. Their next doctor's appointment with the surgeon is on the 29th, but she can't fly. So initially they were going to drive, but guess what? They're going to take a train. Now I have in my little folder in my email under vacation, multiple train rides. I just got an article the other day from Travel and Leisure on the top 10, what do they call them? They didn't use the word best. Anyway, I mean, cool train rides like the Orient Express over in Europe, things you can't even imagine. One of the ones that would be cool, I think, goes from Banff up in Canada, all the way down the western coast. You get to go on the west coast and see the Pacific Ocean and not have to worry about driving and traffic and all the stops and everything. So that's on my list to do. Cool train ride. I actually, those of you who don't know me, I'm a Southern girl and I enjoy my bourbon. And Kentucky is home of bourbon here in the US. And they do what they call, it's a 5-star bourbon, what's it called? Something, train ride. And I would love to do it in the fall, which I'm probably missing right now because it's already late November. But you get to go on this 5-star experience and you get on this train car, and you have the equivalent of a master sommelier in wine, but it's for bourbon. And they teach you all about bourbon and serve you a 5-star dinner and multiple courses with, you get to try a little bit of a different bourbon every time. I thought that would be fun. But they say they're taking a train from Chicago here. So we shall see, we shall see. Did anybody read the title, right? Or the description of today's talk? It's about, I don't feel like it. Oh, come on. How many of us in our business don't get certain things done because we just don't feel like it? It's true. And those very things that we're avoiding are probably the things that would catapult us to the next level. I remember just a few years ago, my coach said to me, Carol, everything you want is on the other side of the work you're not willing to do. Gut punch, right? Because I didn't want to do technology. There were things I just didn't want to do. I don't like them. I didn't feel like it. And I was making what? Feeling decisions and not business decisions. But as business owners, we don't get to make emotional decisions. We get to make business decisions. And oftentimes it's our feelings that hold us back. Ooh, who else is in the house? Sheila Donald Johnson. She says, hi, Coach Carol. Hello, Miss Sheila Johnson in the house. There's one of my clients. We've been having great successes with her. Oh my goodness. Just coached her yesterday. She's doing great things in the world, getting new clients, getting her first paid clients. It is awesome. Linda says we must get outside of our comfort zone. Exactly. Exactly. I had a coach one time show me, you take a look at a triangle, right? And they said, Carol, at the top, it's really small, right? And I said, yes. And they said, because that's where very few people are. Very few people are willing to do the work to get to the top. And he said, the bottom is so wide because there's so many people that start businesses, tons of entrepreneurs starting businesses, right? But the middle is really, really thick. And he's like, who do you think sits in the middle? Everybody else? I don't know. He said mediocrity sits in the middle. Ooh. Who wakes up every day and says, I want to be mediocre? Nobody. But we get caught in our patterns and in our habits, and we get caught making feeling decisions that keep us what? Stuck in our mediocrity because we don't want to get out of our comfort zones, right? And you're right, Linda, we only grow outside of our comfort zone. We only grow outside of our comfort zone. Sheila says, yes, Carol Boston, you're the absolute best business coach. Thank you very much. That warms my heart. My heart's been getting really warm today. When I went to the luncheon, she's not a maitre d', but let's just say she oversees the luncheon. And she came up to me and she's like, we all missed you. Even the servers were asking about where you were last month. I said, man, I had the flu. I was sick as a dog. And I rarely, if ever, get sick. She goes, everybody was asking about you. We had your special meal ready for you. And they're like, where's Miss Boston? Where's Miss Boston? What are we going to do with this lunch? Said, I wish she could have delivered it. Oh, but it's nice to be missed and nice to be thought of. Thank you, Miss Sheila. Yeah, Sheila's doing great things in the world. And I am privileged to get to see these people grow outside of their comfort zone and what? Step up and do great things. In just a few minutes, we're going to read from our book. We always read from our book. I try not to use those words always and never, but Ruby, you can vouch. I don't think we've ever missed a time. This is by Iyanla Vanzant. It's called Until Today. And Linda, if you and Sheila have never heard of this book, every time you come here, we're going to read from it. And it has daily devotionals. Each month has a theme. And it's amazing how the themes tie into so many things that many of us are already working on. I have had this book for easily more than 15 years. Easy. Same book. Some of the pages are starting to pull out. But only 3 years out of 15, we talk about consistency in what we do, right? 3 years out of 15 did I read every single day, 365 days of that year and didn't miss. Yes, that's awesome. Well, I want more of that, right? Consistency. OMG. Jeff Purdue Atkins in the house. He says, yay, I haven't missed the Iyanla. You haven't. We're getting ready to do it. Oh my gosh. Jeff actually has his own copy of the book. And Jeff, I was just thinking of you the other day, how much I missed you. And life has been so crazy that I haven't picked up the phone and called you. We get together soon, like this weekend before Thanksgiving. Let us know where you are in the world, Jeff. Jeff is one of my favorite road lizards. He loves to get in his RV and travel. So right now, I don't know where he is because we've been out of touch a little bit. Sheila says, I'll get it. I'll get the book. It's really, really a good book. And you'd be amazed, Sheila, as you grow, as I grow, as Jeff grows, the people who have the book, as you grow each year, even when you go back and read the same day, it won't be the same because you're going to be a different person a year from now. And it's incredible how you can learn something completely different and how it can impact you in a different way. Jeff, where are you on the road? Sheila's giving us the hands up. Exactly. I gave it as a gift for Christmas last year. That's how powerful this book can be, right? Let's go ahead. It's 3:20. Let's hop in. We try to keep a tight ship around here for 3:30 so I don't hold my technical assistant up from her duties. The theme for November is the greatest service I can offer is standing confidently in my power. Sheila's here on the show. She's one of my clients. And just yesterday, I shared with her when I walk into a networking space, right? And you stand up and they say, hey, it's your turn to stand up and say who you are and what you do. I never say my name first. And please, when you stand up in a networking room, don't say I am Carol. I am Sheila. No, you're not. That's your name, right? Who I am is a powerful, courageous, loving leader. When you say I am, these are your ways of being that allow you to do the things you get to do so that you can have what you say you want, right? And I shared with her that I'll stand up and I'll say, female business owners. If it's all women, then I just say female business owners. If it's a mixed crowd, I say female business owners and a few good men. Hire me to better know their value, own their power, and advocate for themselves. So they rise up and become the lioness and lion leaders they were truly created to be, multiplying their income and their profits. I was coaching another client earlier this week, and she said, oh my God, that pitch you crafted for me. She had gone out of town to a conference. She said, I practiced it, stood it up and said it verbatim. And she goes, Carol, people came running up to me. It was incredible. She said, I got 10, not just 10 leads. I got 10 good leads from that conference. Jeff said, I'm in Detroit getting ready to leave to pick up dad. Oh, how's dad doing? Jeff says, F yeah, separate the who from the do. Exactly. Exactly. We get to separate our who from our do. Very challenging for most people. It was challenging for me. Back in 2017, after I had 2 coaching certifications, I was still trying to sell 3 products and services into corporations through HR. Because all I could see is what? I thought I was a buttoned up corporate sales executive. I did not know 7 years ago how to separate my who from my do. But it's one of the very things I help my clients with, in their pitches, if you will. Oh, and by the way, at the end of that pitch, I pause and then I say, and my name is Carol Boston. You want to say your name at the end after you've paused. Let it sink in, right? She said that's what she did. She said she was stunned, amazed. And many people teach coaches and entrepreneurs to step up and say, I help so-and-so, or I help God. No, you don't. They hire you. You got to come from a place of power. So today, the greatest service I can offer is standing confidently in my power. It does not serve you or the world for you to behave as if you are powerless. It is an insult to the creator of your life, in whose image and likeness you were created, for you to bow or bend down to conditions and situations that are beneath you. It is arrogant of you to assume that you are incapable because you don't believe. Ooh, I'm going to read that again. It is arrogant of you to assume that you are incapable because you don't believe you are capable. You have gifts. You have the gift of intellect. You can think yourself into and out of any situation with which you are confronted. You have the ability to speak for yourself. You can defend yourself, promote yourself, encourage yourself, woohoo, teach yourself, correct yourself. I say celebrate yourself. That is power. You have a heart. Through it, you can experience love, grief, compassion, empathy, joy, peace, and an entire realm of emotions that let you know that you are alive. While you are alive, you can create, destroy, and rebuild something as significant as a Lego house, or something as significant as the capital city of a state. You can create another life. Wow. Through that life, you have the opportunity to share words of compassion, to express feelings of love, to know the joys of sharing, and to experience the wonderment of seeing life grow right before your eyes. That is powerful. You are powerful. Now, why don't you try acting like it? Come on, folks. Until today, you may have believed that money is power, education is power, or that the things that you can do make you more or less powerful. Just for today, know, and I say own, that you are powerful. Stand up in your power. Embrace your power. Serve the world by bringing your power into your life. Start by being grateful for the power you have been given and are using free of charge. And the final thought for today is, today I am devoted to experiencing myself as a powerful being. That's my contract with myself. I'm a powerful, courageous, loving leader. I get to keep that in front of me because do I always feel? How do we start this conversation off today? We don't get to make feeling decisions. We get to make business decisions. Look at how this conversation has come full circle, right? So I keep that contract in front of me. I'm a powerful, courageous, loving leader. Do I always feel powerful? No, I do not. That's why I keep it in front of me. I get to remind myself. I get to remind myself that I'm courageous when I'm like, ooh, I don't know that I want to do that. That doesn't feel, ooh. Right? And I get to remind myself to be a loving leader, a leader that cares, a leader that has empathy, a leader that nurtures, right? Not a leader that dictates, a leader that shows by example. Yeah. That's going to be another great conversation we get to have is what are our ways of being through our value system? And are they in alignment with our values and who we say we are? Jeff said, I am an instrument of peace in the perceived chaos. Absolutely. And Sheila says, yes. And I love how you say that, Jeff, perceived chaos. The speaker that spoke to us today at the Women's Executive Club, Dr. Mary Owens, has spent the last 30 years in the mental health world and in the business world, helping people reframe stress as opportunity, right? Reframe stress as opportunity. Talked about how it changes the endorphins that are released in the system. And she talked about how we get to embrace stress as our friend. It's when we see stress as the enemy that our fight or flight comes in. And so you're right, Jeff, it's perceived chaos. The eye of the storm, right? The eye of the hurricane. Jeff says, it is the one part of my being statement that gives me challenge whenever I read it. Ooh, I bet so. It's not always easy to be peaceful, especially when everything around you is swirling around, right? Think about standing in the eye of a hurricane. Everything outside of that eye is freaking chaos. Things flying through the air, lightning, floods, winds damaging. But in the eye, there's calm. There is no wind. And what can we learn to do to go to that place of calm and be in the eye of the storm? You know, Jeff says, welcome to my life, laugh out loud. We got to catch up, buddy. I love you. Think of this. A ship doesn't sink because it goes through rough waters. A ship sinks because it lets the rough waters in. So it isn't the waters outside of us that is the problem. It's what we let in to our lives. And then we tend to what? Think about it, talk about it, dwell on it. Think about it, talk about it, tell our friends. And we make mountains out of molehills. Something that had we reframed it, I'm the queen of reframe. My powering questions. Speaking of, I know we're getting close to closing here. I got to tell you about one other client. I had 2 sessions with her. Completely changed her script. Changed how she looked at her program. We put it together, gave her a blueprint. She sent me a message and she says, Coach Carol, I took what you told me. I took those questions you gave me. I had 5 sales calls. I closed 3 of them. Folks, that's a 60% close ratio. She said, I made $17,500 last week. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I want more of that. Are you ready? If you're ready to make that kind of change in your life and in your business, put it in the comments. Let me know. Reach out to me. Private message me on Facebook. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Heck, you can even email me, carol@carolboston.com, and I will answer your email. I am really, really good at taking people and getting them quickly into action to get immediate results. We have less than 6 weeks left in this year. If you're not where you want to be, let's have a conversation. I'm so excited you came today. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Linda. Representation from all over the country. I really appreciate it. Come back again. We're here pretty much every Wednesday. Actually, we haven't missed that many. A couple when I was out sick. I would love to see you here. In the meantime, go in peace. Come back and let's celebrate Thanksgiving together the day before Thanksgiving. Find a way each day to create a smile in one other person. Blessings to each and every one of you. Make it a great rest of your week. Take good care, folks.
Thanks for listening to the Intuitive Entrepreneur Show, brought to you by Life Coaching Today magazine, empowering your health, your business, your community, your life. Check out the latest issue today at lifecoachingtoday.com. Everyone here at the True Awesome Network asks you to please subscribe, like, comment, and spread awesome.